Hi guys, Franz here. Welcome to the very first review of a guild. This is actually going to be a special video as well, because I'm not reviewing a guild, I'm reviewing an entire family, because they just feel like an entire family to me, you know? And that is, as you can probably guess, because you've already read the title, the Terrible Bones family. And maybe you guys know who they are. They actually decided to split up a long time ago from alliances because, well, actually, the guy that started this, Tom the Terrible, as he likes to call himself, what he did was he was getting tired of alliances and just wanted to form his own guild. And after that, you know, things started to get a little, I guess you could say, out of hand in a good way. And yeah, stuff came along, people came along, and with people also came big hitters, of course. And that's how the Terrible Bones basically was formed. And after that, he decided to go to a sub-guild, of course, because he had to expand a little. And what happened after that with Omaha and all those others coming his way was basically because they felt like alliances were going to shit anyway, so why not go indie? And they are doing a very, very good job at it as well, because they got top 5 less rates. It's quite easy to get top 5 in rate for indie guilds, because they're not like really reliant on anything instead of their armors, because wars, you know, you have to get strips in order to actually hit properly. Of course, you can also get top 5 in wars quite easily if you're indie, but you'll have to have more gems rather than a usual thing, than a usual war, of course, that you do, because there's no real guarantee that you get a strip. Now, there never is, actually, but it's like somewhat more of a chance if you're in an alliance. And yeah, that's basically how the Terrible Bones is considered indie in my book. Of course, I have been talking to the Guildmaster of Unity, Vodka, about I wanted to join him for a month, but unfortunately that I'm not going to be able to with an account that I currently am having that is not running, because I'm running this week and I want to join him for an entire month. And Vodka also said to me, like, I can't get you in here and then you decide to leave for a week and then get you back in, because that's not how it works. And I completely agree with that, so unfortunately I'll have to pass out on Unity for a damn month, unfortunately. I don't know when I will do Unity, because I would really want to do them for some fucking reason, but hey, Vodka, we'll see about that. And I also heard that you love me, apparently. Yes, I've seen it in the comments on my post on my timeline, which is actually quite nice of you that you love me. Of course, you didn't pretty much mean it, or you love the recaps. My bad, not me, the recaps. But hey, so I've been talking to him about what is actually considered indie. And he said that Unity was actually the only independent guild out there that actually has the capabilities of hitting top 10 without needing any help from other guilds or other families. And that's why he hasn't really have said anything bad about the Terrible Bones, but it's just like he feels that an entire indie family isn't really considered indie. They are still allied with each other, and I can see some trueness in that. And you guys will have to agree with that as well, because you're still helping each other, like, as a family, you know, not as just a guild, because Unity doesn't get any help from the outside. What they do is they get it from the inside, and that's where the Terrible Bones actually does have an entire family to back it up. You know, they have the Terrible Bones 2 to get some extra hitters from, maybe, or the Shadows of Flame, I believe it was, SOF. And yeah, that's like those things that you usually don't see, which is like, I was having an entire discussion about what is considered independent as of nowadays, because the Terrible Bones calls themselves indie as well. Of course, they are not allied to any alliance, even though sometimes I see hitters, and it's not a bad thing. I just sometimes see hitters from, like, zombie killers coming in, and that's like they are alliance, so they sometimes indeed do get help from hitters from outside of their own, like, branch or family. And, like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, of course, but it's like they're not 100% indie, you know? Unity is still the 100% indie guild in my book. You know, the Terrible Bones is an indie family that sometimes gets support from the outside, you know, outside their family. And of course, like, it's not bad. I'm not saying anything bad about them, but it just feels to me that Unity is one of the few guilds that actually has the power to do it with their own guild, you know, and the Terrible Bones has to have like an entire family backing them up and all going to one specific guild, you know, and that's not what Unity does. Unity is Unity. Unity is one guild, no sub-guilds, nothing. And that's kind of the thing that I want to just spread out here, you know, that's like the thing that I just want to say with this, that even though you're an indie family, you know, it's not really fully independent as guild-wise. You're independent as a family, you know, and that's how Unity still exceeds. But I'm not really going to compare Unity to the Terrible Bones. It's just like, I have had this conversation with Vodka, I think it was about a month ago by now, because I said that I wanted to join, but it'll be a month later. And this review has also been taking its time, but yeah, it's next on the list anyway of what I'm supposed to do, so why not do it anyway? But now you're probably, maybe you're curious, like, why are you comparing Unity and the Terrible Bones? Well, they both claim to be indie, of course. And they actually are both indie, because the Terrible Bones, as well as Unity, are not affiliated to any alliances. They do not wear any tags aside from their own, which is TTB, or Unity for that matter. And that is something that most people like underestimate. Being indie, going indie is bad. It's not bad at all, honestly, because if you can clearly see that how the Terrible Bones, especially the Terrible Bones and Unity, are doing, compared to like other indie guilds that recently started and wanted to stay indie, like that, eventually you'll go to an alliance anyway. I mean, Unity never will, never has, and the Terrible Bones was formed because Tom the Terrible decided to just make one, to just make a guild for itself that actually was indie, and yeah, I've talked with him. Because of this, you know, I wanted to actually dig deeper into the reasons why he did these things. And I've also had an interview with a dude named Sora. I'm sorry if you're a girl, but he wanted me to say, before we actually go into that interview, Tom is a dick, okay? So, Tom, this is what Sora said. I have a... Hey, I'm just the messenger, so don't shoot me. But hey, let's go to the interview. Okay, so you can clearly see that this is Sora from the Terrible Bones, and yeah, these are just clearly screenshots that I took from my line, of course. And I was going to ask him 5 questions, and you can also see it on the screen that I was going to ask him 4 probably serious questions, and 1, why the hell not? You know, something that has to do with me. I don't even know why I said something that has to do with me, but hey. The first question I asked him is, when, why, and how did you join SOF and TTB family, of course. And then he said to me, like, I joined the Terrible Bones right away when it began, and it has been my first and only guild. He joined purely for the name and stayed because the guild master, Tom, was... You know, it was just a good guy, according to him, you know, and he wanted... Tom said, like, hey, you can grow with me and become stronger, and that is a good guild master, in my opinion, of course. And Tom has been very nice to me as well, because he also gave me a free Shadowforge Plus on a level 70 account. And I still don't know why the hell he did that, but hey, it's very nice to see, of course, you know. I mean, I was asked to leech. How about that, you know, and I'm... saying Tom isn't a bad guy at all. Then he also stated under that, just a little extra. Besides Tom, I'm probably the oldest member here. So I actually just PM'd him randomly and I said, like, hey, I want to interview you. You know, and he actually wanted it straight away. And the second question was, how have you been experiencing the Terrible Bones as the Terrible Bones family? And then he said, like, honestly, it's been a fun one. The Terrible Bones has always had its own members' interests at heart. And the guild just makes you feel like you're a part of something big. It's something I love about it and its members. We take care of those who are in the family and always will. This exact response, by the way, also, like, got me very motivated to, like, play Knights of Dragons with my family. You know, Reckless family has been here for over 2 years now, still thriving, especially as of lately, and it's all only going better from here. Of course, it's not like that it's going worse. No, it's only the exact opposite. We are one of the oldest families in the game. How about that? Of course, there are older families than us, but like, we are one of the most eccentric families, you know, and I created that one myself, and I'm still here. You know, people have come and go have came and go wherever in the family, but in the end you always come back to Reckless family. That's exactly what I want people to do, because I have had a lot of hitters that actually said like, I want to come back to this fucking game, to you, to this fucking family, and hit with you, run with you, do everything we did as we used to a couple years ago, and that's exactly what I want to see. Well, for the third question, I said, what do you think about Night of Dragons as of now? Is it good, or could use some spice? I said that because I was thinking about Ainsley Harriott for some damn reason. I decided to give him 4 questions about the game and the Terrible Bones, and one question that's just completely random. I don't even know what I asked him anymore, but I guess we will see that soon enough. And then he said, I think the game itself can benefit from adding new things such as new areas, which they are going to be implementing soon, and maybe start trying to do pet events, since that banner in the hunting ground hasn't really been used as far as I know anymore. Completely agreed on that, because that has only been done once, but apparently it was glitched or something, and then Greedy just decided to drop it. Now Deka Games is trying to get that back up, so Sora, your prayers have been answered. For the 4th question, when was your first run and what armor did you get from it? And then he said to me like, first run was a war run, and I believe it was for the Water Pegasus armor. That is a Dragonforged, and that is a long time ago. That really is a long time ago, that Dragonforged. I know exactly what he means, that Water Pegasus armor, but I believe it was Belgic plate mail. Can't say that for certain though, so don't kill me if I'm wrong about it. But this is an interview, you know, and not a fact. So I'm kind of just luring on opinions and not facts, okay? Okay. And for the last question, I gave him, have you ever watched porn when someone else was in the room? And then he told me, of course. And then I asked him, I just said, good, thanks for the interview. Then he gave me, do me a favor and just give the Tom is a dick. And Tom, here's your shout out. Sora, big shout out to you too. And that was the Terrible Bones as a family. So there you go. Okay, so now for the conclusion. The reason why the screen is black is pretty much because my game is updating for some fucking reason. And it's a lot as well. I believe there's a new epic boss coming or something, but yeah, black screen, I'm sorry about it. I had to, okay? But guys, this was the entire The Terrible Bones review. Like I said, let's just give it a conclusion. And the conclusion is, The Terrible Bones is a very good indie family. I don't even know what indie exactly means anymore, because it just has way too much different opinions as of lately. So I'll just go with indie family and not state anything else about it. So it's, like I said, they are very nice, they are very kind. Everybody in there is... I would just tell them, or if I wasn't in a guild and I was brand new, I would join them right away and stuck with them for pretty much until I quit the game again. And that says a lot, you know. If I want to do that, then that shows some real dedication. So if you ever decide to join the Terrible Bones family, don't leave, because they are nice people. They also give a shit about every single one of the members. I've seen that, and it's not only because they gave me a free Shadowforge Plus. That's also just because I have actually seen that. I've been with that guild for a month. I've actually been in the Terrible Bones too, for that specific run instead of the Terrible Bones. I'm just reviewing this as a family because I feel like that they all just deserve a little shout out here. A big shout out to Jasmine. I believe she was called Jasmine, the guild master of the Terrible Bones too. Please forgive me if I said that name wrong, but big shout out to Alex, Jasmine, from the Terrible Bones, of course, Tom, as well as Sora, for making this video work, you know, because Tom got me in the family chats, Jasmine got me in the Terrible Bones too, Alex was actually inviting me to the Terrible Bones too, and Sora because of the interview. So big shout outs to those people. Really enjoyed talking to them as well. Unfortunately, I had to leech because I have a level 70 account, so... And I actually got Jasmine on my ass for that, but... Meh. I was like, it's my last raid anyway, so sorry for leeching, but I need to go, really. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, the Terrible Bones, if you ever get the chance to join them, just do so, of course. They're a very good family. I would rather have you guys in my guild, of course, in Reckless family, in my entire branch, to be exact, not my guild, but this one is for the Terrible Bones and not for Eternality. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm almost at 2,500 subscribers. You guys are fucking amazing. So thank you for that, and I hope to see you all again next time.